are feeling very sleepy and relaxed right here on Stu's channel.
Welcome back to Stu's channel. It is the day of the rebuild. So what kind of parts do we have here today? Let's take a peek. Bearings. Rod. Head gasket. Pin for the piston. Retaining pins. There is a ring. There's the piston. There's the shaft. Oh, there's my new key ring. Yeah. And here we go. First thing we're going to do is remove this. Magic. And then we'll come back here. What's the next piece here that's got to go? There's threads down in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to put the piston back in, hook it onto the crank, and put a rag or something in there and use the piston itself as leverage, being that I'm not using this piston.
To lock the motor.
Yeah, to lock up the motor so this can spin. Dumping a piece of rag in here. This is going to seize this up so we can turn that. Alright, so we had to remove the clutch. It's these two right here on the top, and there's a nut down in the middle. So that fits on, you take it off, and then the nut comes off. It's great because we stuck that piece of rag in there. It makes it real nice. Won't spin. Alright, nuts off. And now the moment of truth.
Almost stuck on there again.
Yeah. Alright, so there's where we're at right now. Now it's a matter of pulling a washer. There's a washer. Pulling this bearing, etc. We're going to drop it out the front. We'll be back. Actually, we can drop it now. We have to take the head back off, take our rag out. Here's the first bearing coming out of this thing. And that's the new one. That's interesting. I think I'm dealing with some really old stuff. So this rebuild is going to bring this thing back to life for sure. This thing looks, I knew it was sounding kind of, wasn't it sounding kind of funny?
It sounded a little raspy.
It did sound a little raspy, like your wheel bearing going out, essentially.
It's a little burnt looking.
So here's where we are. We've knocked this one out. I took a punch. This guy right here, stuck it through the middle and knocked this out. Now we're going to use...
Stuck it through this side to get it out.
Exactly.
To get that bearing out.
Now what we're going to do is we're going to use a socket. Oh, actually, we're going to have to use a punch to get the...
You're going to have to use a screwdriver to get in there to get that bearing out there.
Yeah.
So, come on back.
All right, we're going to take and remove this bearing right here. I'm going to approach it from the top. I should have just asked for that. It's trying to catch the lip.
It's already out. It just fell out.
How's it sound?
Not good.
Sticky.
Pretty rough.
All right. Onward.
That's the old one.
Old one. That sounds pretty rough. New one. Oh yeah, absolutely quiet. Whisper. Bad bearings. Bad bearings, a little rust on the crankshaft. You know, bought this on consignment, so I was just kind of going with what we had.
There's all the parts we got going right now.
And then all this is new parts, of course. So we're going to clean this thing up and start the installation process. We'll be back. All right, check it out. Yeah, I know there's some residue down in there, but it's all been cleaned out. Did you dip it?
No, we don't need to dip this one just yet.
Might as well.
Oh, we'll just pour it in there. Oh, I got this.
They face up. Like that, yep.
Yeah.
This has got to be exactly on.
Just got to see what side's up.
Yeah. Let's take a look.
It's this side here.
That
It dropped. It's almost in. I don't think it's all the way down. No, it's not all the way down yet.
Now it is. No. Maybe. Looks like it's seated. The top one.
Tapping in this bearing right here.
Okay.
It's a little crooked. There we go. That looks like it.
It looks like it's done. You're there.
I'm gonna go one more little tap, make sure it's straight. That's it.
Nice.
Just pop this clip in. You can see it's in the groove. Yep, we're in there.
Yeah.
Perfect. Put the ring on, and it is indexed. There's a pin right there. See, and that holds the ring from spinning.
Yeah.
Right there.
You can take your light off. This thing finally decided to focus. There it is. See? Right in there.
Just so we know where the pin is, the index pin for the ring.
Alright.
Because we may not be able to see it once we put this in there from the side. Alright.
Now we see it. So what happened here is it...
Now we need to go ahead and put the sleeve in.
Let's see if I back up. See that? That is the top of the rod hooked onto the crankshaft. So it's in. Now the sleeve goes in. And that is the cool thing. You know, you got a sleeve. So you haven't blown up your motor. You just get a sleeve and a piston and you know, whatever else happens to be screwed up and replace. Okay, so on here, the index pin relative to the sleeve. Did you oil that thing up at all?
I did. I lubed it up. And here's the index on the sleeve. It goes right there. Problem we're having here is trying to compress the ring.
At the same time.
Can't get our fingers in there. So we're trying to compress this.
There it is.
Sliding in. Now we got to index this with that. So we'll just turn it a little bit. And we're in. Now we should be able to move the piston up and down. Perfect.
Alright, give it a rotation, see if that piston moves. Hey, look at that. Beautiful.
That works way better than your keychain one that we had.
Yeah.
That came out of this.
Yeah.
Works way better than this guy.
Yeah. Might be more efficient.
Maybe a little bit.
Okay, now we've put the back plate on this. As you can see, there's the back plate. We've put this on. It's four hex screws. And now we're down to the point where there goes the head gasket. Yeah, it's a little different than your car, isn't it? A lot less work. Now there's a notch on this.
Right there.
I'm going to show you where this notch is. See that middle notch? That lines up
That one.
with that one right on the side. Just like so. And I don't need to necessarily show you how to put in 6 hex bolts. So we're going to skip this part. So yeah, moving right along. So to install this, pretty interesting. You might want to widen these up a little bit. There's a washer that goes down first next to the bearing. And then you're going to clamp these 2 down. You're not going to put the nut on up top. You're going to clamp these 2 down because you don't want to mash the clutch into the bearings. So this is installed, and then up top, make sure you Loctite the whole bit. There's a nut that goes on top of there. And from here, you got your clutch. Looks like so. It fits on like this. It just lines up. These 2 line up with these 2. Just like so. Just like we're taking it apart. Be back in a minute. So the motor's rebuilt. And now comes the time for installation. And you can see where my cooling fan is. And you can see where this hooks into it. It's going to be pretty straightforward. We do have to take off the skits. I reinstalled that so it would be easy for storage. So we've stacked it up on some foam so that it just sits nice and straight. So just reattached all of the screws that it took to remove this. I mean, you'll see, you know, it's obvious where some screws are. If you have one of these, you'll know how to get it out. You just will. Your gut will tell you. So, there's that. I think it's time to go look at factory settings. Set it up to factory settings, maybe a little richer. And give it a run up. We'll see you there. Helicopter's all ready to go. It's late at night. Reason it's late is because, yeah, that's right, Paul had a wing and he's like, God, I'm never gonna get this done. I don't have any time. So since he helped me out with my helicopter, I was like, hey, we could bust this wing out real quick. So if you take a look at it, this is without the lights going. Yellow, a purple, a black, a red, the stripes, plain white on the bottom. And then, of course, we drop the lights in, double stacked into the white lines. And I'll give you the little show and what I'm going to name this thing. But actually, this was knocked out pretty quick. I think he was impressed with how fast we've got this thing together. Weren't you, Paul?
I was.
Yeah. There's Paul standing proud. Let me get over here and turn the lights off so you can really get a load of this thing. Woo! Look at that, the goblin.
It's missing a light, but we'll get there.
Yeah, we got that one more light to go.
One more blinker.
Hope to see you back here on Stu's channel.